It is time for our weekly conversation with Rob Manchester, head coach at Georgia Military. And in this particular case, it is not airing prior to the game. That's a whole different story in itself, but it is available on YouTube and Facebook. Coach, how are you?
We're doing great. How are you?
I am doing good. I guess maybe to explain why we don't do the game, Lackawanna does charge, and that's how they bring in some revenue for the athletic program. So we are not thus allowed to carry the game free because they charge and make some extra money. So that is it in a nutshell as to why we are not broadcasting live. But man, we'd love to be there because this is a huge game. I want to talk about it in a minute. Let's talk Clayton State. Big win, 7 touchdowns. I don't know how many running backs. I think seven ran the foot, maybe had more than 7 touchdowns. And then you had seven guys run the ball, and you had nine receive the ball, three quarterbacks threw the ball. I mean, everybody got in on the win over Clayton State.
Yes, sir. We were fortunate enough, I think, to handle our business. We got through the game injury free, thank goodness. We didn't play a couple of guys as Traquan Jones and Keenan Phillips. Didn't really play them much. Traquan just getting him healthy, and same thing with Keenan. Nothing was wrong with him, but we got some other capable running backs for sure. Trayvon Kinchin, and a couple other guys that don't necessarily get to carry the ball as much. Derek Mincy and Tamarion Peters gave them an opportunity to carry some of the load more so than they have in the past. Really across the board, Chip was able to keep getting work on throwing the ball. Thought he played well, and we were able to, defense played well. I don't think I've seen 3 series in a row where you had 2 pick sixes and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. So, it's like I said all year, it was, we're more focused on us trying to get better. Give Clayton State some credit. I mean, they had a little quarterback to scramble around, and he was able to create some things that gave us a little bit of problems. And, they had a 100, it was 100 some odd yards passing, where their guys made some plays and we didn't play good coverage. So, but we're able to get through it. I think the scoreboard indicated what we needed it to, and we maintained the number 2 spot. And we're really gonna have to go earn a win this week.
Do you know exactly how many players were used on Saturday?
We dressed about 70 something, so all of them played, which was great.
Where Clayton State is concerned, I mean, obviously around them 76 zip. But did they present anything during the course of the game that you were kind of like, hey, I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you presented that problem because that allowed us to prepare for Lackawanna.
I'm not in complete transparency. I'm not real sure they presented anything defensively that posed us any problems. Obviously, scoring a lot of points there. Defensively, scrambling quarterback. He was really good with his feet. I was able to extend some plays. Sometimes we didn't contain. I thought Coach Turner did a great job of making some calls to help with that in the second half. That was more in the first half when he had some, did some damage, and we were able to have they drove down there. We kind of bent but didn't break twice. We were able to have 2 goal line stands to secure the shutout. So I mean, it allowed us to work on some things. I would say a scrambling quarterback. That was one that posed us a little bit of problems, but it was good work for us.
Going into the ball game, did you think that point wise you needed to score a certain number of points, to continue to have that firm grasp on the number 2 spot in the country?
And I'm not going to lie, if we said we didn't think that, we felt like we needed to put up a big number. Certainly not a big advocate, or I'm not an advocate at all of running the score up on anybody. I mean, really, kind of 3 of the touchdowns were defensive ones. We kept running the ball. We did through some throwing, but and definitely wasn't trying to rub it in or anything. And I don't think Coach Atkins thought that at all. But we felt like we needed to put up a big number. Last week, I mean, Hutch is right there on our tail. We were only ahead by 2 points. I think it was 136 to 134. They didn't play last week, but we were able to maybe create a little bit of a gap. 8 points. We were at 139. They're at 131. So maybe that helped. I don't know, but it really doesn't matter. We got to go handle our business against Lackawanna if we want to be in the discussion for hopefully hosting a playoff game.
Coach, I'm not playing the game, obviously. And in this particular case, not even going to have the opportunity to carry the game. I'm nervous. I mean, not about whether Georgia Military College can win the game. No, but it is such a big ball game. I mean, is it a little anxiety driving, or is it just another, game on a Saturday?
I mean, I think the stakes are high, obviously, but I think we've already been in those situations this year. The stakes are high every weekend. Yeah, there's going to be some games you go into that you feel like, hey, yeah, easily we're going to win, or there's going to be games where we have to, you got to go earn it. Um, I mean, it's a big game, but we're approaching it trying to do the same thing we do every week. The way we approach practice, the way we do everything. Man, our young men know what's at stake. But I think it helps us. I mean, we've had to go on the road and play Tyler, Monroe, and all of those are, kind of, do or die type games. And then, 2 weeks ago when we went out to snow, I mean, that was a playoff atmosphere. I don't know if you can get much bigger than that. And we know that obviously Lackawanna is big, just like that game. So we've already kind of been in that situation, not kind of, we have. So we just got to go play. Worry about ourselves, play fundamentally sound, don't give up big plays, hang on to the football. It's going to be a slobber knocker. And I think if we handle our business, we can go up there and get the win, for sure.
How tough is it to beat the same team twice during one season?
I mean, I think it's always tough when you play somebody twice. I think if you look at Lackawanna, they played two opponents twice since we played them, Monroe and Sussex. The first time they played them, they beat them pretty handily. Second time they played them, they were in a dogfight. We did have a dogfight the first game. We were up on them two times by two touchdowns, and give Lackawanna all the credit. I mean, they did some things schematically that that posed us some problems defensively. I mean, we let them score 35 points. You go back and you watch the film, they certainly, were able to get those points because we didn't execute as well. I think we're a totally different defensive football team right now. We're playing better than we were then. And what they did to us, we've been able to learn from it, make some adjustments, make some new calls. And I think you put the shoe on the other foot. Bill Reese, their defensive coordinator, I mean, he's looking at, hey, we had the lead, we gave up 40 points. I mean, we're going to have to outplay their defense if we want to win. And they're kind of in the same boat. I think both offenses have proved they can put points on the board. So it's going to be a great game.
You're looking at the possibility of a national championship. I would assume they are looking at the possibility of a bowl game. Um, they are more run dominated versus pass. Does that make you a little more comfortable, or would it matter whether they were more pass or run oriented?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't remember the young man's name, but I certainly know his number. I know he's one of the top running backs in the country, number 5. I thought we did a really good job of bottling him up last game. We got up by 2 scores, and then I know we made a call where Coach Turner kind of regrets it. He was able to get through, basically an all-out blitz, and made a long run. I mean, I think their offense, personally, I think they go as number 5 goes. So we're going to have to stop the run. I know that's kind of cliche because you try to do that each week. But we got to stop the run and not let number 5 go crazy on us.
What are the travel plans?
Travel plans, got a good one in place, I believe. We're going to leave out here about 9:30 p.m. on Thursday. Stop for breakfast at the old Golden Corral on the way up in Virginia. They have an indoor facility up there in Scranton that we've been able to rent out, and we'll get a good little Friday workout in. Get to the hotel mid-afternoon to our team hotel, and just get ready mentally and physically for the game.
And you've already alluded to the fact that you came out of the Clayton State game healthy. What is the injury status? You mentioned a couple of guys who didn't play against Clayton State. Will they play against Lackawanna?
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, I did allude to Traquan Jones and Keenan Phillips. That was more by design. We need them to play really well versus Lackawanna. And it was just kind of, taking care of them, didn't want them to get hurt, and we had capable backs that been able to perform last weekend. So, I mean, that was more just by design by, offense coordinator Leland Reddy. Just didn't want to take it by chance. I mean, you got to go in there with guns ablazing and fully loaded, so to speak, if we want to have a chance to beat Lackawanna, which I feel like we are. Everybody's healthy. We just got to go play.
Coach, good luck. Huge game against Lackawanna. We will be there in spirit, and we are looking forward to another home game at Davenport Field. Of course, it's all predicated upon Saturday. Good luck against the Falcons.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all your support and everything all year. And, hopefully we can get maybe one more together.
We'll look forward to it. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.